Hello, everyone. It's your favorite favorite time of the week, of the month, the quarter. I don't know how often I do these VOD reviews, but I always do them when there's a need, right? I actually think that I'll go over certain points of this map because I think Lijiang was one that we have to work on. Blizzard's the other, and I just kind of need to get our thought process behind everything that we do, right? So, like, right here, I think we did a great initial job. Right? Piercing. I don't even know how this happens, right? So like, the second you know that they have a JQ, right, you need to play outside of range. Like, you have shield bash, right? Why are we, like... Remember, your shield bash against a JQ comp here should be to run away. Right, you run away, and then if that Genji came, then you can whiplash him away. Or the JQ comes, whiplash him away. You cannot just shield bash. And if you're trying to run away, like, look at your positioning here. Like, you're in front of Nene. Nene's already kited away. And then Bug's over there trying to heal you. You're not the front line. You gotta understand that. You're the peel. Right, so how can you peel if you're in here? Alright, so I'm not, worried about that. Like, we trade there, and I actually think we double trade. Yeah, this is fine. Like, the fight was lost there. I didn't really, it is what it is used for. Cap, right? One thing you gotta understand with JQ is your path on JQ is, if you're gonna frontline like this, which is fine, alright? What you need to do as a JQ player, if you're gonna engage and go past this JQ, is you have to land a knife. What I want you to think about is you have to land a knife to sort of stop that JQ from being able to get into your backline. So if you land that knife on the JQ, right, you speed past her afterwards with ring, right, and then you pull the JQ backwards, she's not going to be able to engage. Or if she tries to engage past onto your team, right, she's going to be yeeted backwards a little bit, and then she's going to take a bunch of poke damage in the process. Right, what you can't do is just walk past her, knowing that you've got a funnel here on the back end that your backline can just get collected on. Personally, I didn't like this approach coming into this because it makes it really hard for Nene to set up. Like, ideally, we want Nene to have these angles. Like, let's say if we go bridge here, and then even if Nene slides in this way and provides an off angle, like, Nene should be playing away from where you are playing Cap, right? Because if he's playing right behind you all the time, it's really easy for him to get essentially run through, and then that's why piercing should be there for the packs, for Nene or no neck, right? So I kind of scrapped this because, like, I understand what you're trying to do, but like right there, you're walking past her, but you've already used shout, right? So if we're gonna shout in, who are we shouting in on? We're not shouting in on the queen, right? Like, that is the last target that we want. And if you are going to shout on her, you should have had knife on her before the shot comes on. Or at least have your knife on cooldown. Right? See how she knifes you? Guess what she's going to do now? She's going to yeet you backwards. Right? Now you can't even get forward. Right? The same thing that they, I was saying earlier, like, kind of what your responsibility is essentially prevent the JQ from going onto the backline is essentially what they did. Right? Look where... Right? Like, who are you going after here? Like, you shouted, and then you just sort of lost track of everyone on their team. And the Bray, who is your target priority, is literally just walked past you. See? Look where the Brig is. Right? So, just keep that in mind, Cap. Whoever my tank players are, especially if you're running JQ into Brigs, I don't know why we struggle. Understanding the target prio there, and then I also don't understand why our brig players seem to just frontline instead of running away from JQs. Okay, so that's what I wanted to go over on that. Nothing crazy here. I wanted to go over the defining factor of this fight, and then I'm gonna call this one the Lijiang VOD. Right? Right. Is it? It's when Cap has ult. Yeah, it's gotta be like right here. Okay, so Cap, this was perfect, by the way. I gotta give a shout out to you, whether you've been listening to what I've said. I want you guys to understand what happens here. Like, this is a great funnel, right? You're gonna engage with Juno ult, and which means unless they have rally, which they don't, they can't really stop my JQ from engaging here. Okay, bug. We don't counter with Juno ult, right? Especially if we have a JQ. Okay, this is the counter to the Juno ult because now we're trading one, right? If we use your ult, like this is the other thing that kind of I don't understand. We use 2 ults here and they're all nated, and then somehow we lose, even though we've also Juno ulted at the same time, and they're not getting value out of their Juno ult. So this is perfect, right? Cap. One thing I would tell you here is I probably would have just immediately traded on this brig right here, immediately, right? It's just the easiest target to you. I want to see if you do kill her. Yeah, see, no, like the brig's right there. Cap. Right? I don't mind that you end up turning around, I guess, for the Juno. Right? Now who's the next target, guys? Look, we killed their main healer. The JQ's antied. No, Knight, where are you? Please tell me you at least trade here. Okay, so we killed 2. Guys, this is a 2v, like, I don't understand this. Somehow piercing, like, let's go back. Piercing, now you saw what their brig, what did they do the second Cap ulted? Right? You saw what that brig did. Whiplash Cap away, and then like shield bashed it away. Shield bashed it, and then whiplash it. Okay, I want to see what you do here. Just shield bash away, man. Or shield bash into the Juno ult. It's too slow. You gotta pick one or the other. Like if you're gonna be aggressive, you should have been in here, and at least you guys are able to trade off on the break here, and then you can come back. But you playing back here and not shield bashing away, which you probably should have been here, right? Realistically, so that way when their Juno ult is coming your direction, they're not giving you that plus 30% damage boost, because that's how you died. The Juno ult assisted on that, which means it was a 30% damage boost or whatever, it's 25%. Okay, but even then, we're still up. It's a 4v3. Right? Do you guys see this? Like, I want us to be human. Right? Be human. This is what I like to say. Let us all be human. We have 2 people shooting this way. This is 2v2. We have 1 person shooting this way, which makes it a 1v1. If we all here just turned into our own Juno ult and killed this person, right? All 3 of us who are right here just killed them. Did you have ring, by the way, Bug? No, you didn't. Okay, but you had flight. Okay. Like, this is what, like, it kills me, because look at the score. It's 70-70. Right, you guys can control. You have control at the point. They've used ults. You've used ults. All you need to do is clean this up. Hell, Kidding is just walking and no one's shooting. Poor Nene over here is like. By the way, Nene, you said you were shooting the JQ. Like I see different things here. This is. And this is what I mean, right? Like, we went from having a 3v2 or 2v2 on that side and a 1v1. Now, look what their team is doing. It's a 2v1, right? And then we have a 2v1, but this guy's playing cover, right? He's going to kill our Reaper here, and then they're going to collect it. It's going to be a 3v2, and that's who you guys lose to fight. I could go back and be like, we could have killed the brick from the very beginning with the JQ ult. I could have been back to like Nene and captured just from the same target. But I want you guys to understand, I can't coach this at much like And this is why comms are a killer, because I see the playing field. I see everything that's happening. Right? When Cap made a great play there, I don't know why we didn't just end. Why are we, like, peeling back? Why are, like, if anything, if Piercing dies because he's out of position, we shouldn't even peel back for him. Nonag, you get your 1v1, which was great, and then, like, what happened here? Who are we shooting after the fact? After the 1v1? Is this after the recall or before? Yeah, see, he killed the Genji. Like, if Nanny just pinged this too, like, it would have helped. I think that guy goes for the Mega here, but I don't know. I don't know, and this is what I mean. Like, Cap and Nona, you guys just don't talk. And it kills me because Cap, you have like the right ideas and like you're a smart individual, but then it's just like the communication problem sometimes just kills me. And Nonag, you have great mechanical skills, but it's like having a mime out there. I'm not trying to be like disrespectful, but like it's so incredibly like disappointing sometimes when it's just like there's just nothing coming there. And then Nene, he was actually calming. I give Nene props to the game. He was trying to calm, but like the Tiger priority was just screwed up. Like right here, you both killed that guy. And then you both come this way. The reason you do that, Cap, too, is you keep this Reaper guy alive, right? He feeds off this JQ, right? So even if the JQ is a little bit off HP, by Nene living here instead of losing to, like, the Brig Tracer, you then are able to clean up the JQ, right? So it's important for your Reaper to live here, because he's the one who's going to help you guys kill this person, right? So, ideally, you would send Nonag over here to contest the Brig. You guys should have turned this way, or you all turn this way, kill the Brig, and then you come back for the JQ, right? But just don't do that. So that's just unfortunate there. Let's go back to I think here. Okay. I specifically told you guys, right, that they had ults and that they had May ult. I was tracking the ults perfectly. Look, May ult was coming online, the Cage was coming online, June ult. I'm giving you guys hints on what's happening. And I specifically told the team to not let point flip that happened so fast. Not a single person on the team. Not a single. We were so worried about the ults, which, by the way, we knew that they were gonna have. Right? So like, I don't know why we're worried about. Like, we know they have ults, right? The goal here is let's not get an easy flip. Not a single person contested the point. Not a single person. Right? And then what bothers me here is they get a free flip, and now you guys don't even get to get a reflip because you've all used your cooldown, and you die anyways. So like, you don't get a free flip, you don't die on point, you get staggered. Right? So we come back and win. So I don't, you know, I understand we had the ult advantage there on the way back, so I wasn't too worried. But situations like that where my team is like, I'm worried about my life, or like my KD, or whatever you want to call it, realizing that you're probably going to die anyways, I don't get your thought process there. So as a team, you guys, again, I don't know how to get that through your head. Like, you're going to die anyways, right? Think about like a World War II guy. At least take a guy with you, or at least die on point, or at least die pressing the button on the way out, right? That blows stuff up. Like, do something, not just stand there like a statue, wait for them to take the point, and then die. Like, what value are you getting there? At least, look at it this way. In your death, you should have value, and if you're not getting value in your death, you're doing something wrong. I want to go back here to when we knew they had May ult coming back in online. All right, so we knew they had May ult coming back online. I think it's this next one. Yeah, so you guys did a great job here just reflipping, and it's right here, right? Cap, you know they have May ult, right? And think about it. And I'll show you the clip later from this where they ran the same comp against me. I think you were in there. They ran the same comp against us on Hanaoka. Like, you cannot get walled and you cannot play corners. You have to play back with your team and you have to play on the sides, right? You playing here is not good for your team. Nonag, again, I don't know why we need to pressure anything. Nene, the only one who could be doing anything is like Nene here is like as they rotate onto Cap, maybe he gets 1 or 2. And that's kind of what I was hoping for. There's no reason for us to engage early, knowing that they have May ult. right? They don't have Cage, but they have Mailed, and they might have Rally coming back online. I don't know if we tracked the Rally. I don't think I tracked the Rally. I know I tracked the Mailed. We should not be playing in the open, right? Again, we go back to the very beginning. We have control of the point. Why are we going to be aggressive if we know that they have ults to zone us? So, like, right here, all we needed to do... By the way, whoever my, Did you ring him? This is too slow. I want to talk about this, right? This is too slow. Like, Bug, the second you get ulted here, and we didn't have ring LOS, right? It was too late. Cap. In a situation like this, what I would have done personally, if I know I'm caught up in position, which you kind of are, you should have played the left side. So if they go right, you go left. If they go left, you go right. And the reason you do that is because if you still have your shutdown cooldown, the wall zoning, like the mail, isn't going to be able to get you on both sides, and you know this. But if you're going to do this right here, where they walled behind you, right, and you hear that sound, and you know she just dropped it in front of you, you should be doing a 180 ult out of here. Like right here, you have to ult out of here, right? The reason you ult out of here is, let's say you get the Mauga or someone that's near you here, you have to get out. Look at this. This would have been a perfect ult right here. It needed to happen then. Instead, we're just like waiting there. We could have just ulted them right there. Right? Look at it. You ult that way, and it allows Nene and Nonag and all of them to then come in because they're all antied. Instead, what you do is you flip it, allow them to look at you this way, right? And now Nene's like, okay, now there's 4 people looking at me. Like, what am I going to do now? And they're not antied, right? So Nene gets 4th out of Wraith, which is exactly what's going to happen here in a second, right? Which means now he can't kill anything. And then we don't ult towards the team. Like, GQ players, I don't understand, because like, if you're gonna do an ult like this versus like ulting this way into the LOS of your team, it needs to be automatic with your ults, right? Yeah, so that's why we lost this round, right? Sloppy again. Ult management was awful. Our positioning was awful. Our supports are playing back like they're supposed to. They played left door and back doors, right, to make sure they get zoned out of the mailed. If we're gonna ult, we should have ulted early. That needs to be an intuition thing, and that to me it just shows like we just don't play enough comp. Like at the end of the day, we just don't play enough comp, right? So, I mean, it is what it is, but not much we can do about that, right? So that's all I have for this VOD right here. And I'll see you guys at the next one. I want to know what you guys think. It's just positioning errors I get. I went over the knife issue with Mac. Bug, you have to be really careful when you play against Maze, because a lot of times you're going to wall behind the tank, which means it walls out your LOS. So you kind of have to be ready with your double jump in situations like that, right? Let's not counter Juno ult if we have a JQ, because there's no point if we shouldn't need it. If we need it in the mid fight, sure, but it shouldn't be the initial ult that comes through. If that makes sense. The JQ ult comes through. If you want to fly in, give it a couple seconds, and then ult, sure. But it shouldn't be an automatic counter. There's no need for that. And yeah, just more communications between Noneg and the rest of you guys. So that's all I have on this map. I'll see you guys at the next one. Hopefully this wasn't like 15 minutes long. Holy.